I have a fairly small workshop in my one-car garage. I put a lot of things on wheels to move them around depending on what I'm doing. And I have to park this bad boy in there as well. I used to have two workbenches, both the same size as this one here, 4x2. There was another one that had a rotating part in the center with a planer on it, again trying to save space, but that one broke. And now I have the planer on a different table. So I need a compact but useful workbench. I still had the remnants of the old workbench to use for a prototype because I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of Baltic birch ply and new 2x4s if this wasn't going to work out. My thought was to create a folding workbench that would take up minimal space when folded, but give me more length than the 4x2 footer when it was unfolded. I also wanted to add some things I didn't have currently, like dog holes on the top and on the front railing, and T-track on the front as well to make the table more versatile. The stand was the base of the entire workbench, and this would be its footprint when it was folded. I decided to make it 24 by 24 inches with my preferred size of casters to 4 inches because they're best for rolling around heavier objects on a concrete floor. The stand would have legs made of 2x4s with an outer support and then an inner rounded leg to rotate the top around. I wasn't sure of where to put the legs, but I thought further forward than the exact center of the stand would be helpful. That way it could balance the whole table when it was folded, since the mass of the table would be just behind the legs. I could have made the top any size, but I chose 24 inches wide by 5 feet long for the prototype I was making. If I changed my mind after the prototype, I wouldn't have to change much except maybe where the legs attached to the stand. I chose to make 4 small rotation pieces that would attach to the top. These would match the legs on the stand as well as the front legs that would fold up and down. Initially, I thought of using 1/2 inch holds that would hold a metal bushing and a 3/8 inch carriage bolt with a knob to act as the pivot, but when I tried it, the bolt just spun in place. I changed to 1/2 inch by 4 inch regular bolts without a bushing and then got some plastic knobs to match. Here's the stand made using 3/4 inch plywood for the top and bottom and 2x4s on 3 sides. I left the back of the stand open in case it would help with storage of something like the dog hole clamps. I didn't think it would change the strength since the legs would be sitting on the 2x4s. I've marked out where the outer 2x4 for the legs would sit on the stand and place 2 1/2 inch dowel holes using my dowel jig in each spot. I thought I'd use glue with dowels in the outer part of the leg and pocket holes on the inner leg. Turns out the pocket holes weren't very helpful since they were only going into 3/4 inch plywood, so it didn't really fix too much. And this, surprisingly enough, is dowels with glue. And now the legs are clamped in place. I made sure they were perpendicular with a square as I applied the large clamps. I hated the idea of cutting all these dog holes by hand, so since I'd made this plan on Fusion 360, I put the top in the manufacturing tab and cut the holes on the CNC. My Onefinity only has a 31 by 31 inch cutting area, so I had to make it into 2 jobs that were 30 inches by 24 inches each. I just turned the top around and reran it since the holes are symmetric. I ran a pointed round-over radius around each hole as well since, again, I'm lazy and I didn't want to use my trim router to do that part either. I figured I'd CNC the front piece with the dog holes and T-track slot as well. This needed 2 setups since it's a 60-inch piece and it wasn't symmetric when you flip it end to end. Here you see the second setup with the first part cut already and hanging off the back of the CNC table. Here's the upside down top with 3/4 inch ply and dog holes fastened onto a 2x4 frame. The small rotation pieces with the 1/2 inch hole for the rotating bolt are in the process of being fixed to the frame. I considered pocket screws, but these pieces were so small already I didn't want to compromise the integrity of the wood since the top would be resting on them through the bolts. So again, I used dowels and glue. Once the glue had dried, I used super glue to put washers onto the rotation pieces of the legs on the stand, and those are going to help with the movement of the wood against each other. I dropped the top in place and applied the bolt from outside to inside with a washer and a plastic knob on the inside. I fully expected to have to notch out an opening for the head of the bolt to hold it in place on the outside of the wood, but surprisingly, tightening the knob didn't result in the bolt just spinning on itself. The whole structure was pretty stable when the top was folded into position, and the footprint is only 24 inches by 24 inches. Here are the dog hole clamps, allowing a board to be placed lengthwise if I wanted to work on the top edge of the board with a plane or a sander. Putting the T-track in allows me to clamp longer pieces to the side of the table that extend toward the floor as well. The top isn't quite level to the floor because the long legs in front are a touch short. I can add table leg levelers if I think that's a big issue. Here's the garage with the folded workbench in place, minus my trike. And here it is with the trike. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot more walking around room to get into the garage and grab a tool I need. So now that I've made this prototype, what would I do differently? One thing I do is make the stand or base a little longer than 24 inches, maybe 26 or 28, with the added part toward the front. When I was folding and unfolding the table, the stand just felt a little bit unstable. I'd probably make a template on the CNC for the rounded over rotation pieces as well to make them a little more precise. I'm also not used to having only one layer of 3/4 inch ply for a workbench top. I usually use two. In spite of the weight, I think I'd use a second layer. And dog holes. So many dog holes. I made 84 of them. I think I'd probably cut that number down in Fusion from that design. I'd probably decrease it to 40 or 50 at the most. So there you have it. My prototype for a folding workbench. Let me know what you think. There's a lot of things I could have done better, I'm sure. Let me know what I missed. See ya.